Hi, good morning, and thank you so much for joining me. For folks that may see the recording later or that may wander in, I'm Diana Rachel. I am the voice behind The Spirited Witch, Practical Living for Spooky People. And I do these one card community tarot readings on Substack every week. Hi, good morning. It's good to see you. So thank you so much for joining me. So what I do every week is these are not a typical, this is your personal life type thing. I draw one card for the entire community. Sometimes the tarot wants to get political, sometimes it doesn't. Frequently lately it has. My tarot deck that I've had for several years has informed me it has a name. Her name is Helga, and she really wants to murder the patriarchy. So this is where we're at. And so I've been doing these every Monday. Well, not every Monday. I was finding the right day for a while since July. And it does seem to be kind of building some traction, and it gives people ideas for what to look out for. But also the idea is to look for advice from the tarot about what the community can do to bolster itself against all of the chaos and to just help each other deal with everything they're going through. And so, the point of community is to actually, be together, even with people you don't necessarily like, for a greater common good. And we need community more than we've ever needed it right now. So I do pregame these. I do shuffle ahead. I haven't yet for the Patreon reading. And this is, so for an FYI, I also do on Mondays, I do my Substack live at 9:35. And then at 10, I hop over to my Patreon. I did put the links up in the opening comments. And the first Patreon reading of the month is free to everyone. It is possible to join my Patreon for free. If you decide to support me, awesome. It does help me and my family a lot. But you're at where you're at. And if you do, the chat is free to everyone. And again, the entire point of everything I'm doing, both on Substack and on my Patreon, is entirely for the sake of community building and helping people find ways to support each other in ways that are appropriate to their circumstances. So I think that's that. So without further ado, I've got the card of the week, and I am going to say, one, I'm notorious for having a terrible bedside manner as a tarot reader. I have been working on it, but we're in scary times. We get scary cards, but if we have the scary cards, we know, so we know what we can do about them. So what I've pulled is the Tower inverted. Now, it is almost impossible to disconnect the Tower inverted, for those familiar with tarot, from the news cycle of the last week or so. But I usually call this the crisis averted card or the crisis lessened card. So whatever it is that's going on that is so extreme, somebody somewhere does have a line. Somebody is stopping it before it goes further than the too far it's already gone. So, and that's all fine and wonderful, but what does that mean for the people that don't necessarily have a say in what people at the top of our societal hierarchy are doing? Well, again, it's fortify, fortify, fortify. It is also advice to look for what you can prevent yourself. What are the preventable crises? Now, for some of us, it would be wonderful if we had all the money we needed, and then we wouldn't have to worry about any crisis ever because we could just pay to have it fixed and move on. Most of us aren't in that position, but there are things we can do. And it can be something as small as like looking around your house and moving things that are trip hazards. This is the week to go fix that tub surfacing issue or get a better surface thing so there's not an accident. This is something where, okay, you can see this health problem progressing with your family member. So this is the week to find out like what equipment you might need or what you can do, or if there's grants available. This is a personal example because right now I'm looking at getting chair lifts for my house because I have this lovely 150-year-old house and my spouse and I are both having leg and hip issues. So this is what we're having to do now. But look for those things and talk to your community members about them. I know that Facebook community groups can be kind of evil, but sometimes reaching out, you will find the good people in there that might have good advice or resources for you you might not know about. Or even reaching out to some of your more distant communities and saying, hey, I have this problem. I'm looking for solutions. Yes, you will have to sort through some bad advice. You always do. but there's usually one or two people that will pop up that have some stuff from their lived experience that you wouldn't think and you would not find through a typical internet search. So even though, so it is a little bit of the, for those of us that are prone to catastrophic thinking, hi, hi, my name is Diana. I'm prone to catastrophic thinking. You can leverage that right now. And so here, without it becoming catastrophic, because you're finding a way to answer that discomfort, to answer those questions. One of the things I would suggest is, if you are someone who does journaling, is sit down and make a list of all of the things you're worried about and then circle one or two of them that you can do something about. And then pick a third one that you can ask people for advice about. So that is what I would recommend for the Tower Inverted. If people have questions or comments, you are welcome to write in the message field and we can have a conversation. Sometimes I do get other psychics and spirit workers in here who will have their own insights, and it is very welcome. I love the dynamic of that when that happens. And if you would like to, otherwise, that's what I have for you today. I am going to be hopping over to the Patreon. The live starts at 10, and that will be 3 additional cards. So we use the Tower Inverted would be the lead card, and then we will be going into the next 3 cards as the moderator. So, all right. And good morning. Good to see you, Sarenth, and thank you. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to spend with me and to listen to whatever the download is. And have a great week, you too. All right. And I will see some of you over at the Patreon at 10. So have a beautiful morning. I think I may go caffeine seeking. Mwah. Stay magical, everybody.